Right then, hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, welcome one and all. My name is Paul, I'm also called Knickknack. I'm the brains behind Knickknack's Old Peculiar, the world's most interesting blog, going by my readers anyway, and behind at Mr. Cuddy2977, the YouTube channel, and Knickknack's Daily Teaser, which is a set of fun daily brain teaser quizzes. You're welcome to take part. I will try and tuck links to them in a little eye under the corner there, so you can follow up on my content should you so wish. I also talk about TV shows I've watched, and I'm going to try and maybe catch a couple of things in the next few weeks to start off the new year with a bit of a bang. But I also watch movies as well. I caught Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, over Christmas. And a few days ago now, I caught Prey, the latest addition to the Predator franchise. Both of which are interesting movies, although Prey's good and it's better than some of the recent Predator movies. It's not quite as good as Glass Onions, and it's not quite as good as the film I caught last night. You might want to know about it. The film in question was called Nope. It's the latest film to be directed and written by Jordan Peele and stars Daniel Kaluuya. Here's what I thought about it. As I've already said, written and directed by Jordan Peele, Nope, N-O-P-E, stylised occasionally in all capital letters, opens with the usual production company credits. Credits that tell us the film has been distributed by Universal and financed by Peele's own Monkey Paw Productions. But those credits come complete with the sound of a TV audience watching a recording. We get a brief intertitle, one that quotes Nahum Chapter 3, verse 6, I will cast abominable filth upon you, make you vile, and make you a spectacle. Before moving on to show us the TV studio where recording has stopped, because a chimp in a paper hat is shown to be attacking the rest of the cast. The scene shifts and moves to the modern day and introduces us to Otis O.J. Hayward Jr., Daniel Kaluuya, who at the start of this film was having a mild argument with his father, Otis Sr., Keith David. Otis Sr., within seconds of telling his son that he's off to explore the family ranch, Otis Sr. is hit by something coming out of a blue sky, hit and killed. OJ is understandably traumatised, having seen his father killed in front of him, and we're shown how he's had to take his father to the nearest emergency room as the old man slowly bleeds to death in the car. After the opening titles, we see that OJ is back at work a few weeks after the death, and is also working as the family ranch's horse wrangler. He finds himself joined by his sister, M, Kiki Palmer, who now co-owns the ranch and is keen for it to do well after their father's death. Especially as that day's work for cinematographer Antlers Holst, Michael Wincott, ends badly. And especially when M finds her brother has been selling some of their valuable horses to rival Ricky Jupe Park. It seems Jupiter Jupe is buying as many horses as possible and using them as bait for something that's been attacking livestock in the area, for something that isn't quite usual. Now, what did I make of Nope? Was it good? Was it bad? Was it indifferent? Did it get me noticing or thinking things? Let's answer that last question first, shall we, and see what I can tell you, see what I noticed or got thinking. As I said at the start of this video, I recently saw Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, and came away very impressed with Daniel Craig's Southern US accent, that sort of old school kind of talking like that sort of accent. Granted, he is a voice coach, and granted, I don't know if an American would be fooled, certainly not by my attempts anyway, but I was impressed with it, and was equally impressed with Daniel Kaluuya's accent. I don't know if they're using the same voice coach, but to me at least, Kaluuya's accent sounded both convincing and very restrained. I think that's how he was playing the character in a very understated way. There's other things that caught my eye. The creature, the thing that's at the heart of the story, is quite a piece of design, and one that shifts between different forms during the course of the film. At the start...
It's 22 hours.
Thank you, Katie. It is 22 hours. Towards the start, it's tucked behind a permanent cloud and is actually spotted because that cloud doesn't actually move. But while it's stuck there, it seems to be a UFO, your almost traditional saucer-shaped UFO. It's only as the film progresses that we see it change form from the saucer to a slightly off-centered saucer, and then to something that looks like a butterfly that's made out of bed sheets and tentacles, which sounds vaguely ridiculous now I tell you about it, but the thing looked menacing, it looked threatening, and it looked positively Lovecraftian because it's such an odd shape. It really is much more menacing than a thing that looked like a load of bed sheets with a yucca plant had any right to be. It's very effective, and it's surprisingly effective. There's other things in there. There's other eye-catching things in there. You notice I described the creature as Lovecraftian. I think Lovecraftian is certainly the word for the whole film as well as the creature. The setting helped. It reminded me incredibly, very much of The Colour Out of Space, and it's set in a rural, mostly deserted part of the US, and it's miles from anywhere, and it's being menaced by a hideous, unrecognisable thing. It's a colour in A Colour Out of Space, and it's a creature in Nope. That is actually none too surprising, especially when you consider that Peele produced the HBO series Lovecraft Country, something I reviewed a few months ago now. It's well worth watching. So I think Peele's prior history is showing there. Another thing struck me, although I literally suspect this is quite literally a minor thing. The Stephen Ewan character is Jupe for short, but he's also called Jupiter, and he's a recovering child actor and the only survivor of the chimp attack that we see in a flashback partway through the film and at the start of the movie. It literally struck me this morning when I was writing up my notes for this video to ask if Jordan Peele had read any of the Three Investigators books as a child. Go look them up. They're quite a fascinating read for a 12-year-old who was having a good time reading a good book. One of the main characters of the Three Investigators is a former child star called Jupiter. I don't know for sure, but that coincidence, to me, seemed significant. But it could literally be nothing more than that. Literally nothing more than a coincidence. I noticed something else as well. Do you know what intertitles are? If you watch my teasers, you'll see a picture flows past that says question 1, question 2, what have you. That's intertitles. They're on-screen text messages. In early silent movies, they do all sorts of things. They supply character dialogue. They tell the audience where the setting is. And in the case of Nope, they tell us, the audience, the name of each section of the film. Ghost, Clover, Lucky, Goldie, what have you. That got me wondering if Jordan Peele is a fan of the late Stanley Kubrick, as it's something I've only seen in a few of Kubrick's movies. 2001 noticeably, but I believe it's also included in AI, Artificial Intelligence, which was started by Kubrick and finished by Spielberg. And I believe off the top of my head, it's in The Shining as well. It crops up there telling us which bit of the film you're now watching. But it's something I was able to confirm with Peele's Wikipedia entry. Yes, he's a fan of Kubrick, and I, for one, am grateful to hear it. I knew those intertitles reminded me of something, but I also believe his cinematic fanboy sensibilities are also showing there with the pacing of Nope, with the colour palette of Nope, with the creatures and things you see in Nope. It's his fanboy roots are showing, I think, there. And I, for one, am grateful because it makes Nope quite an experience. Yes, it's complicated. It needs time devoting to it and a clear head for preference. Yes, the pace can seem a little slow, especially in the first 45 minutes to an hour or so. And yes, the creature looks like a cross between a butterfly, a bedsheet, and a yucca plant. But yes, Nope is quite a film to watch, with Peele's adroit mixing of Kubrick and Lovecraft, and throwing in Daniel Kaluuya's performance. Nope is a film that I think will pay you to watch well and keep in your collection for quite a long time. Personally, I loved it. I gave it 4 stars, and frankly, I'm going to maybe keep an eye out for some of Peele's other work. I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you'd like to subscribe and hit like and maybe put a few pence in the tip jar in the corner there as well. Please do, you'd be welcome to. I need to eat. At any rate, I hope you've enjoyed this review. I hope you have a good new year, and I'll see you the next time I watch a movie.